Robert Morgan, May 3rd, 2017, tribute speech. I've heard it said it is not your circumstances that define you, but how you respond to them. My friend Kelly has endured what many consider unsurmountable. She lost a son to leukemia and then 16 years later had to fight the same fight. But she did not let her circumstances deter her resolve to be the person we all know and love. In contrast, she allowed it to cement our opinions of everyone that knew her to be happy, loving, and fearless woman. She inspires the strength to endure life's challenges. I'll start by telling you a little bit about how I got to know this incredible woman. She came into my place of work. I was a manager at a bank, and she came in and she was making deposits for her employer. And she struck up a conversation with me, and the first thing you notice about Kelly is her smile. She smiles with her entire heart. She emanates love and kindness, and it's genuine too. It's not this fake putting on a facade. This is genuinely her, and she's just out there with her entire heart all the time. She got to know me a little bit through our conversations, and she decided that I would be a good fit for the board of directors that she was serving on for the United Way, and she asked if she could nominate me for a position that was open. I remember her coming to me and being a little bit timid that I might reject her offer, but I was very much willing to accept that offer, and I'm very happy that I did. She came to me again and said, the board has voted and they've decided that we want you and we've voted you in. And she was genuinely excited about the opportunity to work with me in that capacity, and I was as well. At that time, she was going through something and she didn't really tell anyone, and she was a parole officer at the time, and she had gotten stabbed with a needle, making an arrest. She had to pat someone down, and he had some used needles on him. He was a drug user, and she inadvertently got stabbed handling those needles. And she went to the doctor and prescribed medicine and went on that medicine to hopefully prevent HIV or hepatitis. And that medicine just wipes your immune system clean. It takes all your white blood cells out. And she started having some side effects, and she was short on breath, didn't have any energy, but didn't tell anyone. She wasn't feeling good at all. And went on vacation with her husband. And while down in Idaho, it got worse, and she was removed from the medicine. She finished up her medicine. She still wasn't feeling better. In fact, it kept getting worse every day. Couldn't even go on short walks without being exhausted. So she went to the doctor, and they did some tests, and they diagnosed her with leukemia. They started her immediately on medication, on chemotherapy. We were up in Alaska, and the board met, and we had no idea this was going on. Now that you have some background on Kelly, I want you to know about how she dealt with this significant adversity. How she composed herself, I've never seen before. She didn't let this infect her internally at all. She remained the same person, the same caring, loving, smiling person every time you met her. And although the chemo took her hair, it shrunk her body, she didn't let it affect her heart at all. She was physically changed, but remained steadfast in who she was as a person and kept her faith. Her internal strength and kindness remained undeterred. Kelly taught me so much by the way she conducted herself through that immense adversity. The things I learned through her battle was how to face adversity and keep yourself intact. She realized that this was a physical change and not an internal change. She knew that while the chemo could take those things from her, like her hair and her physical appearance, it did not have to deter who she was inside. She was a completely selfless person through the entire process. She would come back to board meetings, which we would shuffle around to meet with her chemo treatments out of state, and we would want updates on her and see how she was feeling, and we were feeling empathetic towards her. She would just bring us back to the topic at hand. She wanted to talk about how we could impact the community. She was the most selfless person I've ever seen. She taught me what true faith in God is. She was an incredibly religious woman, and she gave this whole thing to God, and she said, whatever His will, I submit to. Kelly won her fight against leukemia, and she's written a book called Killing Luke about her experiences. I'm not intending to make Kelly out like Mother Teresa. She is human like all of us, and she is flawed like all of us. But her internal strength, faith, and composure in one of the most challenging circumstances any one of us could face has left a lasting impression on me. When I face adversity now, I think of Kelly, and I know that I must not allow my circumstances to change who I am, but I must face it with the same resolve as my real-life hero.